Boom. Yes, we're live. So today we have got James Hendin on the podcast. He'll be making his Octagon debut on April 20th in Birmingham. And you know what? It surprised me, James coming over to Octagon. And he's going straight into it. He's fighting number 10 ranked Jacob Donald. And, it's a great matchup anyway for his first fight. And he's straight into the deep end. So we needed to have him on the podcast, get talking to him, seeing what happened. He's obviously been fighting in Cage Warriors for most of his pro career, and now he's jumped over to Octagon. So definitely had to get him in. But if you've got any comments, stick them in. If you have any questions for James, get them in the comments, and we'll get them over to him. And so we're going to get James in now and see what the crack is with him. Just let him get in now. Beep, beep, beep. Yes, James, what's happening?
What's happening, mate? You all right?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. See, me and James have been talking before all this, so we're just gonna go. We're not gonna go. We're not gonna go backwards. We're just gonna keep it going. So, yes, James. As I said just before there, when I seen you announce for Octagon, it actually did surprise me because you did get a big, massive win in Cage Warriors against the Baz.
Yeah.
And I sort of seen you that you were you signed for Octagon. So just tell me all about that there. What was the reason for signing for Octagon?
Well, so obviously I came to the end of my contract with Cage Warriors, and I was kind of like, in this sort of area. Like I've been with Cage Warriors for a while now, since being 1-0 as a pro. And if I'm being completely honest with you, mate, it was just I just think I needed a change. Do you know what I mean? I just needed a change. I felt like I kind of fought all the guys in the roster really, and I just wanted to kind of move on with my career, and I thought Octagon would be the place for that. They're putting on these absolutely outstanding shows across Europe, and they're coming to the UK now and starting to do cause a lot of noise in the UK now as well. So but yeah, like they're I feel like Octagon are just doing it right, just looking after the fighters, putting on the shows, putting the fights on that people want to see, and it's just a great promotion to be a part of. So I'm happy.
Yeah, like as you said there about like your fights in Cage Warriors, like you literally fought all the best guys in Cage Warriors as well. So even when I look at so James is fighting Jacob Donald in April 20th, but I was looking at both of your records and the type of caliber of boys that you were fighting in Cage Warriors compared to Jacob's opponents. Like, what do you think about that as well? Do you think that you faced tougher opponents than Jacob?
I mean, I don't want to like downplay him by any means. Like he's definitely fought some really tough people as well. Like regardless of the outcome, he's fought really tough people. He's always been in there and fought good opposition. But I just think that for me, I feel like I have been fighting the best people in Europe. Like every single person that they've always put in front of me has been these number one sort of contenders in Europe, meant to be the best guys. Like Tobias, for instance, was meant to be on the contender series, was told that he was going to get a shot in the UFC. Obviously, I fought Paul, I fought Jordan, I fought, I mean, just look at the record, like
you name it, you've fought them.
Yeah, exactly, mate. So I've fought all the best guys in my division, I feel like, in Cage Warriors and in Europe. So but yeah, like I'm just looking forward to fighting on a new show and fighting some new people and seeing who's ready to bring it. So
yeah, sometimes a change is needed, man. You know what I mean? So I am. Do you know what? Do you know what the funny thing is, man? Right? See your last fight against the Baz.
Yeah.
I thought that was an excellent performance, man. I thought that was tremendous. Do you know what the funny thing was? After your fight, because you broke his, I'm pretty sure he broke his arm, did he?
Yeah, it was from Slam, yeah.
Yeah. Because it was literally rinse and repeat, wasn't it? You were taking him down, punching, knees, you got back up, back down again. And do you know what the funny thing was, man? And when I was back home and training, we were training that because we were just like, that's the sort of style that you need to be doing. Rinse and repeat, pull him down. It gets back up, back down again, back up, back down again.
Yeah.
Do you think that that's the style you're going to bring into Octagon?
For sure. That is my style, Yeah, for sure it is, man. Like, listen, mate, I like dragging people into deep waters. That's what I like to do. My style, I like to drag people into deep waters and make them. I want to take them to places that they've never been before. That's exactly what I want to break. I want to break them mentally. I want to break them. I want to break them in every way. Like, all jokes aside, like, that's what I want to do. Like, when I'm in there, I'm gonna take you to the deepest, darkest part of the ocean that you've never been. That's exactly what I want to do. I want to take people to places and make them mentally break. That's exactly what I bring, mate. That's what I want to bring every single time I fight. Take people to the trenches, take them to the deepest part of the ocean, and drown them. So
yeah, that style is scary, mate. I'll be honest, that style is scary because it's, as you said, mate, like many people will break under that pressure because it's rinse and repeat. And after just watching the Tabas fight, like, man, that was beautiful. And the fact that he broke his arm in it as well, it's just, I just thought it was phenomenal. And if you can bring that in to Octagon, man, like, I think I even just put as the title, I think this is going to be a shake-up of the division in the featherweight division. So do you believe that you're going to come into Octagon and shake up this featherweight division?
100%. I think every single person in my division will be watching that fight. I think
100%.
I think everyone will be watching that fight, and they're gonna have to take notes. They're gonna have to take
100%.
notes. You know, they're gonna have to. Like, I feel like I like I said, I bring this style, and like, I don't see too many other people with this style. You know, it's very, very hard. It's very, very hard to mimic the things that I'm doing, especially at the pace that I put on people in the fight. I mean, when I fought Tobias, I think I must have mat returned him like 25 times or something ridiculous like
Yeah, I
that.
know.
You know what I
It
mean?
was mad, mate. It was mad.
Yeah. So it's like, how can people really prepare for someone like that? You know, I feel like I'm such a hard person to prepare for, because I'm going to bring that intensity every single time. Every single
Yeah,
time I step into that cage, like I said, I'm gonna try and drown you. You know,
with
so
Jacob, is like, let's be honest, is that the game plan?
yeah, 100% is. It's always the game plan, but it's
Yeah,
just like, let's try and stop it. Try and stop it. You know, like, try and stop it. You know, I'm coming in there with that intensity, and let's see if we can stop it.
I'll give you a wee insight as well, but I'm not gonna say anything. Not gonna say too much. But I Jacob was over in Tiger Muay Thai
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
a couple of weeks ago, and so I actually got to spar with him as well.
Oh, cool.
So I know, and see, when I seen the fight was announced as well, I was like, "Jeez!" I was like, "This man better get in shape."
Yeah,
So, not gonna say too much, but
yeah.
I think it's going to be a good night for you, James. I do.
Thank
I
you
seriously
very much,
do.
mate.
So,
Thank you, mate.
um, in terms of Jacob, you know, he's top 10.
Yeah,
I think he's number 10. He is number
yeah,
10 ranked. And
yeah,
so, like, you know, you're going straight into the deep end, as it
yeah,
is as well.
yeah.
So how do you think Jacob matches up with you?
Like, I think he's a good opponent. You know, like, listen, at the end of the day, mate, when I signed with Octagon, you know, like, listen, I'm not gonna throw anyone under the bus, but it was hard to get me a fight. Put it this way.
Yeah.
It's been difficult. It's been difficult, but we finally got there. That's why I respect him so much as an opponent, right? He didn't have to take this fight. You know, I'm like the
No.
boogeyman. I'm the boogeyman coming into Octagon ready to shake up the division, you know, and stamp my authority on it. You know, he didn't have to take this fight, but you know what? He fucking must have a pair of cast iron balls between his legs, mate. Because you know, I take my hat off to
Yes.
him, mate. Like, he's the only one that's
Love
actually
it.
he's the only one that's signed the dotted line out of, you know, multiple people that have refused to fight. So, like I say, all jokes.
Can you hear me, bro? Can you hear me? Oh, the audio's gone, boy. Did you mute it? Where's that? What's happening to the audio? Do you wanna jump back in, or do you wanna go back out and jump back in? Because there's no audio. So there we have it. James is just gonna come back in. Wee bit of technical issues, as they say. So as you can hear, James is ready to go, man, and I'm very excited to see him come into this featherweight division in Octagon. So it's a big one for him, and it's a massive fight as well with Jacob Donald. And Jacob's fought Butchinger was his last fight, so the caliber of people that they're both are fighting is massive. So it's a big fight for the featherweight division. But here we've got James back. Hopefully his audio is working.
Hello.
Yes, James.
Hello.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna lose you, bro.
Apologies. One of my mates just tried ringing me there. Sorry.
Oh,
So he
tell him to split.
So, Caney, you're getting it when I see you, mate. You ruined the interview.
Is he watching now? Is he?
He should be watching. He should be watching. Yeah. He should be watching.
Come on, mate. Come on.
What are you playing at, Caney, lad?
What are you playing at, bro? So here, what we said, we were talking about Jacob.
Yes.
I'm gonna go straight. I was actually just looking at Jacob there, like his last fight there was, he did lose against Butchinger, and Butchinger's like, he's a big superstar in Octagon, like, you know what I mean? So, but that's like a high caliber person to be fighting.
Oh,
so, as you says, he does have balls, man. He is taking these big fights.
Yeah.
So that was the question that was meant to ask, because I was looking up there. So you didn't, what was that, 9, 10? So September was Tabas, was it?
Yeah, that's the one.
So, it's not that long of a time, but had you made the decision to leave Cage Warriors before the end of 2023?
No, well, so obviously my contract ran out, and then there was a renegotiation period, and then after that renegotiation period had finished, that's when I made my choice to made my decision, to sign with Octagon.
Ah, right. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and you were waiting about for a matchup, were you? There was no one really looking to sign the dotted line on.
Yeah. So I've been waiting about for a while. Obviously, things happen in fight camp and stuff like that. It's an intense sport, mate. People get injured and so on. But previously for the Birmingham card, it has been an absolute nightmare to get me matched. Yeah. But like I say, finally we're here, and then all that smoke and mirrors now, and I'm just focusing on the golden hand is getting my hand raised on 20th. So
yeah, mate, and do you know what? See, to be quite honest, like obviously this is Octagon was the first one was Manchester, then they went to Newcastle. So I actually do believe that this one, Birmingham, is going to be the sort of the blast off, the big one, because look at the card. The card's actually great. You've got a title fight. You got Arnie Abbey, the title fight, Sam Creasy, and then you got the Tip Sport, the game changer matchup as well with Akon. He's from Birmingham. Well, beside Birmingham. So I think the card is stacking up, and then with you on it as well, man. I think this is going to be a big card in Birmingham. I think it's going to be stacked. I think it's going to be packed out. So it's a massive one for you to come, and introduce yourself in the Octagon.
Yeah. And I can't wait, mate. I can't wait. What a better way to do it as well, on home soil in England, in front of friends and family. So let's go. I can't wait.
Have you got a good crowd coming?
Yeah, I've got a good crowd coming so far. I always bring a good crowd, mate. Yeah. So I've got family from down south, obviously friends and family from down there, friends and family from up north as well. So all spread out across England, and I'll be bringing a little army with me. Don't worry, mate.
Scare Donald away.
No, I don't want to scare him away, mate. Like I say, we're gonna be scrapping on the night anyway. So, but like I say, all respect to him, mate. I do take my hat off to him.
He is a good dude. I get speaking to him and stuff as well, and he did seem like a gentleman. So I thought there's no bad blood, so that's good. Like what I mean. You're both going to go in there, have a straightener, and may the best man win.
Exactly.
But I was looking at so you're with Fisher, aren't you? You're in
AFC.
So were you in the corner of Nathan?
I was, yes.
There. See, I thought that. So. Yeah. That was the Newcastle card. So what did you feel about, the whole Octagon experience? How did you get on with that? Did you, about the promotion, the stadium, the lights? Did you like it?
Mate, I'm not just saying this, right? Like I've been to obviously many big shows around the world, and I haven't quite seen a production like that. The production that Octagon are putting on, and the way that they treat fighters as well, just just the way that they treat you and the way that they build you up and they look after you, mate. And like, I just think they're just doing something right. Do you know what I mean? I think they are just
Yeah,
doing something right. Like I say, from the production to the venues to the way they look after fighters, and I just think they're doing it right, mate. You know, I really do, and I was massively impressed, massively.
yeah. The production is sick, mate.
It's
Like
crazy.
I was the first one to walk out for them in Manchester, and I remember walking out. And this is me coming from fighting an amateur in
Yeah,
Belfast, to
yeah,
walking out to the AO Arena and the production, the cameras, the lights, and I'm going, "Jeez, this
yeah,
is mad." But
yeah,
but man, that's what you want. That's the big shows, the big
yeah,
leagues, the
100.
lights, cameras, action, because that's when the best comes out. You know what I mean? And but do you know what I want to ask, man? So I was actually when you were off there, I was looking up the rankings and I was looking up the featherweight division. You've got Donnelly sitting number 10, you got Lengal at 7, you got Youssef as well at number 4, and Sam Sadisi at there at number 2, and Bark. But so how do you think you fare against the top 10? You've got Keta as the champion. Look, I'll say this, Hendon, right? I'll say this, lad, right? I think I was just thinking this earlier because I knew I was going to be talking to you.
Mhm.
I think, with 3 wins, mate, you could be talking a title shot. I swear to God, because if you're fighting Jacob Donoghue, who's number 10, you get that win, another couple of wins, I think you could be fighting for the title, mate.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah,
I,
see,
I
man.
agree. I agree, mate. I agree. Like I say, just keep putting them in front of me, and I'll be knocking them down, mate. So let's go. Like I said, but my main goal at the moment is just purely focusing on my next opponent for the 20th of
Yeah,
April. That is it. Everything else is just all smoke and mirrors, mate. And my only goal at the moment is focusing purely on him. But like you said, with 3 solid wins, big finishes, I mean, who's to say I wouldn't be fighting for that title next? So
bro. I think it will. Like if it's impressive finishes and stuff like that. Well, I don't even think it has to be impressive finishes, but I was looking at it this morning, and I was just like, if James gets 3 big wins here, he's literally could be talking a title shot, And imagine, mate, at the end of the year, say you're active at the end of the year, shows in the UK. How do you think you'd fare up against Keita?
just fine.
And can I just say something as well, man? With your
Yeah,
style, I think that's a perfect matchup.
yeah, I agree. Like I said, mate, I feel like my style against anyone, like against any other style, mate, like I'm that boogeyman. I feel like I am that
Mhm.
boogeyman. I don't think anyone wants to be fighting me, especially with with the intensity that I bring. Like I just don't think anyone can keep that same intensity and match that intensity, mate. So I feel like everyone will crumble under that pressure. So, like I said, line them up and I'll knock them down.
You got me excited, bro. You've got me excited for you. I'm
Thank
telling you,
you, mate.
bro. You've got me excited. But
Thank
here,
you.
I gotta ask a question, right?
Yeah,
Because you're on the same card. So you've got Katakoli versus Shamrock, right?
yeah,
Do you think that Octagon might push you towards fighting the winner of that? Because I know it's a 68-kilogram catch weight.
yeah.
Sham's looking to go to featherweight, and Katakoli obviously is a featherweight. So do you think that Octagon might push you towards fighting one of them at the
Yeah.
winner of that?
Possibly so, possibly so. But like I said, let's see what happens on the night. See which one of them wins,
Yeah.
and then like I say, mate, I'm easy. Like Octagon, let them find me the opponent, and I always say yes and sign the dotted line. It's as simple as that, mate. Whoever they want to put me in front of me next, let's go. Do you know what I mean? But like I say, at first, the only goal is to beat Jakob on the 20th. So
Bro, that's the mindset. Just take it fight by fight. You know what I
exactly,
mean? That's
exactly.
you know, you see fighters nowadays, like they're looking 2 years down the line, they've
Yeah,
got the whole thing scripted out. And it might work for some people, it might not, but like I think I think you're right, man. Just take it
yeah.
fight by fight, and then who knows where you could be. But as I said, man, I do believe that 3 big wins, you could be fighting for that title.
Thank you, mate. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely, mate. And what was I going to say? See, with so obviously, we were talking about you were at the Newcastle card. I just
Yeah,
want to just even ask you, how's Nathan and Daniel getting on? Because I know Nathan didn't get the win.
yeah,
I was disappointed because I had a wee chat with him as well,
yeah.
him and Daniel. And how's he getting on?
They're great, you know. Like I said, Dan's been battling a bit of an injury, so he's just
Seen
recently
that on
came
his
back.
Instagram.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So he's recently just came back to training, hungrier than ever. And
Good.
Nathan's been consistent with training, you know, like getting better and just working on the areas that he needs to get better in, really. So he's still currently looking at just improving every single day. But you know what it is, like the morale is still high with him. He's still young,
Good.
early on in his career, and I'm looking forward to seeing his next outing. You know, because like I said, I've known Nathan now. Like Nathan's like one of my best friends. You know, like I've known him for
You
years,
fought
and
him in the amateurs though, didn't
I
you?
did, Funny
I
enough,
seen
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. So I fought him, right, and then we ended up, funny enough, becoming like best mates. You know, like honestly, like
That's
I love
class,
that guy,
man.
man. He's such a good guy.
That's
You know,
great.
he really is. He's one of the best, and I've got a lot of time for him as well. So I'm just looking forward to seeing him out there. You know, seeing him. Hopefully, Octagon can get him on a big show. Well, hopefully they can get
Yeah.
me, Dan, and Nathan all on the same show, which would be absolutely rocking. So, I mean, hopefully down the line, if they do that, like, I mean, you know, it'll be crazy. So, and I'd love to fight in the show with them. So, but yeah,
Yeah,
they're all
you'd
good,
have a
mate.
bit. You'd have a mad crowd with you then.
Oh, it'd be bananas, mate. It'd be absolutely bananas. But like, that'd be wicked if they could put someone on that. Me, Dan, and Nathan all on the same card, mate. It'll be wicked.
So with all that there, how's training been? Is it just been good? And yeah, actually, what I wanted to ask you, this is what I wanted to ask you.
Yeah,
Sorry about that, man. How's it? What's the cut like for featherweight?
not bad, not bad at all.
Yeah,
Like early on in my career, you know, like it was actually like it was actually super easy. Like I barely ever cut any water at all now. But now, like obviously, when I was a bit younger and stuff, now I've started to incorporate more strength conditioning into like my routine and things. And I obviously put a bit more size on now, so yeah, I have to cut a bit more weight now. But to be honest with you, it's not that difficult. If anything, my last weight cut was probably my easiest weight cut I've ever had. If I'm being completely honest with you, like it was probably the easiest one I've ever had. So
do you think you
it's
could
not
make bantam?
no. No, not now, not now, not now. Maybe a few years ago I could have made bantam. Like I definitely could have made bantam a few years ago, no problem. But now, I like featherweight, mate. I like featherweight.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you don't have to absolutely kill yourself then.
exactly. You don't have to kill yourself, mate. Like you know, you can focus more on the training rather than focusing
Yeah,
on getting your weight down, and then with that more injuries come, and it's just like it's not fun anymore. People like
nah, bro.
lose love with the sport, mate. So, like I said, but for me, featherweight, perfect,
The perfect weight for James Hendin.
perfect weight for me, mate. Perfect weight.
Oh, bro. Well, here, do you know what, man? It's been absolute pleasure talking to you, James. It's been
Sure.
absolutely great. Do you know what, man? You've got me super excited for your fight, and then do you know what? I'm excited to see what you're going to do in this featherweight division as well, man. I think, as I said, what I said earlier, I wasn't talking crap.
Yeah,
This is what I thought. That's why I had to
yeah,
ask you. I was like, I think 3 fights in the featherweight division, and you could be talking a title shot. So, man, I'm looking forward to seeing you compete in April 20th. Do you have anything to say about? Actually, let me just give this. Well, I always have to ask it. Give us a fight prediction for April the 20th, and what you think's going to happen.
right. My prediction is second round finish. That's
Oh, right.
second round
I'm gonna
finish.
hold you there. I'm gonna bet on it.
Okay, cool. Second round finish. Like I say, I'm gonna drag him into the deepest ocean he's never been to, mate. Like, and if he makes it out of the first round, look at his face when he's on the stool, mate. He's not gonna want to leave that stool. I tell you that. Put it that way. He's not gonna want to leave that stool. So I hope he brings his A game. I hope he's in the tip top shape of his life.
Did you? You've obviously done do you watch tape? Do you do a lot of analysis on it, or do you leave
Yeah,
that to
yeah,
your
yeah.
coaches?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
into all that?
I
Yeah.
like to do it as well. I feel like people, right? I feel like people that they're like, oh, I don't like to watch tape and that, like, they're just scared. They're scared, right?
Yeah.
If I'm being completely honest, I think they're scared. But it's like what are you going to do? Are you just going to keep on running away from the problem? Like, because that's what you're doing. You're going to fight them on the same night anyway, so you may as well do your homework now. You know, because that
Man,
homework,
you're on it.
yeah,
You're on it, bro.
that homework could be the, you know, the difference between a win and a loss. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, everyone has different eyes, mate. People pick up certain things, certain movements, certain techniques, certain patterns, and so on. You know, like, and I wouldn't want to put all that stress onto my coaches anyway. And like I say, I like to watch, I like to observe multiple times throughout the camp. You know, even Tobias, when I fought Tobias, I watched like 3 of his fights on the morning of my fight.
No
Just
way.
going for it. Yeah, man. Like I love it, mate. Like I just, you know,
That's
just
sick.
always watch, because it's gonna make no difference anyway. I'm still gonna fight him on the night, regardless if I watch his fights or not. But you know, I like to study the patterns, study the movements, and study the techniques, and so on.
So have you? I'll just ask you this: have you seen holes?
Holes.
Holes in Jacob's game?
Oh, yeah. Of course, I've seen holes in his game. You know, but like, we'll I'll bring
We'll
that
not
up.
say what they are.
I'll
We'll
bring
leave
that
it
up
to.
after the fight. I'll bring that up after the fight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, James, you know what? It's been absolutely cracker having you on. We'll get you on after the win.
Awesome. Good man.
Here,
I'll
have
be
you got?
Go.
Yeah, that's why I said it. That's why I said it. Have you? Do you want to shout out anyone, sponsors, teams, friends,
Yeah,
family?
so obviously shout out to all my sponsors, everyone that you will know who are, Wingate Originals, you know, everyone who's helped me out, who continue to help me out all the time, Gourmet Gains, you know, my coaches, Andrew Fisher, everyone at Northeast Jiu-Jitsu, Joe, he helps me out massively. And like I say, to all my training partners, all my mates, you know, like just to everyone, they all know who they are. And, you know, I wouldn't be here without them. So thank you, all you guys.
Blessed. You're blessed, mate. Here, James, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on, sir. And all the best for April 20th, man. The big show, ready to take over, mate.
That's it, mate. That's the one. That's the one. And thank you for having me on, mate. I appreciate your time. I really do.
Thank you, brother. Legend. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, mate. Have a good one.
All the best, mate. All the best. All the best. So there we have it, Mr. James Hendin, and ready to take over the Octagon featherweight division. Man, I'm buzzed. I'm buzzed to go and see him fight now. After that, like the man's completely into the game. He's the analysts. He was watching his last opponent on the day of his fight. Like, what? That's madness. That man, he's clued in, mate. He's clued in. So looking forward to watching James compete on April 20th. But I've seen some of the comments there, guys. So is Octagon more successful in Germany than the UK? Well, look, I think that, you know, obviously Octagon's only had a couple of competitions in the UK. So I believe that, you know, it's going to take a wee while, but we'll ask that question at the end of the year. I think after this Birmingham card, you're going to see that Octagon really is taking over in the UK. So definitely think that Octagon will be massive in the UK. It already is building it. It's building steam. So, you know, Germany, obviously, you know, they've packed out the stadiums. They've actually broke records in stadiums. But who knows? We'll ask that question at the end of the year. But after Birmingham, I believe that, you know, Octagon will be starting to pack out these stadiums, and it will be just like Germany. So let's just see by the end of the year. But thanks for the comments, guys. And thanks for all coming on and watching. We had James on. James is a great guy. And we're going to see him compete in April 20th and go and get his win. So thank you very much, guys. And tune in next week. I think we might have one. We've got someone on next week. But we'll introduce that next week. So thank you very much, guys.